Do I have your consent to record you?
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be in it. Now, I will be asking you questions about you being a nurse. So, buckle in. When did you decide that you wanted to become a nurse?
I was in my late 20s. I was working near a factory, and our first aid or self-appointed first aid officer couldn't handle the sight of blood. So every time there was an accident, even though she got paid for it, I was the one that did the first aid. And one of our guys ended up with what's technically called a sucking chest wound.
What's that?
He had a piece of wood go into his chest, which pierced his lung.
Wow.
Stupid boy pulled it out, and then air was going in and out of his lung, but it was also going into his chest cavity and not being able to escape when he breathed out. So I put a piece of plastic on there and I sealed it on all three sides because I figured when he breathed in, it'd suck closed, but when he breathed out, the air could still escape. Yeah. And the paramedics that turned up, because I was winging it, he said, "Oh my God, you should be one of us or at least a nurse." And I thought, But I thought only super rich and super smart people went to uni. But I thought I'd give it a crack. And I worked really hard and I got through.
Go you. Alright, what key things in your life do you think led you up there, which we've kind of already answered?
I think an unstable job market. I was constantly worried about the next person behind me that had the latest computer course and the latest training, and it was always very uncertain. So I wanted to get something that would give me a solid career and solid footing that I didn't have to worry about.
No, I can understand that, definitely. Do you think you fit your job?
Absolutely. I think everyone brings a different aspect to nursing. Some people are adrenaline junkies and they live for the thrill of the code and all that stuff, which is absolutely wonderful. Other people are very management technical with all the policies and procedures and stuff like that. I'm there to fight for the patient. I don't care what the doctors think. I don't care what my boss thinks. I stay within the legal limits. But if my patient wants to give up on treatment and go home, then I will make sure I organise them to go home, and all the systems that support their decision are met, like maybe Meals on Wheels, someone to come out and feed their animals, stuff like that to support someone's choice to die where they want to die.
You're like over your, what's it called?
Patient advocate.
Yeah. Like, even if the rules are there, you're like, I care about their life and their choices more.
Absolutely.
Which actually perfectly follows into the next question. What are the important values or skills, interests of your work?
For me, it's the patient's experience. Myself personally, I've been sick a few times. For me, it's dignity, respect, and people respecting my choices.
Yeah.
And pain. I don't think anyone should be in pain.
No, no one should.
We have lots of treatments for pain, and if one doesn't suit, I will keep pushing and advocating for the next one. And you have to believe the patient. Too many nurses say, what's your pain out of 10? 10 being the worst you can imagine. If someone says 6, and that's a lot for them, then that's still as serious as someone playing with their phone going, oh, it's 10 out of 10.
So it's like a 6 on their scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tolerate a lot of pain. When I dislocated my shoulder, they asked me how much pain I was in. And I said, it's a solid 8. And she said, oh, that doesn't seem so bad. And not long after that, I just about fainted because I've known a lot of pain.
Oh, I know of a situation of late where someone went to the hospital, got dental work done because she couldn't go to the dentist. She had to do it at the hospital. And they wouldn't give her medication because they didn't believe that she was in enough pain for medication. And because of a past record, she was an ex-junkie, stuff like that, but not anymore.
There's always alternatives. Yeah.
But they just flat out, no. Then just let it go.
No. People that have addiction issues absolutely need to be treated in a certain way, but it's not to deny them pain relief. It's to find the alternatives that are going to be effective, but not
addicting.
Not so much not addicting, but not in their wheelhouse of addiction.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're, say, a chronic pot smoker, I can still give you benzos. Benzos was never your issue. But that's part of the problem with hospitals is we create addicts and then we punish them.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I can understand that. How does your specific job, being a nurse, require the values and skills that you have or need?